just takes a moment to.
Okay, that's all right.
All right, it has started streaming, yes. Would you like me to let everybody in?
Yes, please.
Thank you. Oh,
Hello. Yo.
oh, hi. Okay, I might turn this up.
Good afternoon,
Can
everybody.
anyone
Oh, it's my brother.
Would you
can
please turn
anyone
your
see?
mic?
Okay, I can't hear anyone. Can you hear anyone?
Saying someone will let us in shortly.
Yeah, but I've got me up there, but I can't hear anyone.
Bernadine, we can see you and we can hear you.
Oh, okay, you can hear.
I
Okay, I
have
don't
Terry,
know.
I have the chairperson on mute. He just needs to unmute. And if we could have all attendees, for the chairperson.
No, I don't understand why I can't hear anything. Oh, I can see Sue, but I can't hear anyone.
Bernadine, can you hear me?
Could you let Rob Morgan in so that I can possibly use his computer, because I can't
He
hear
hasn't
anyone.
joined yet.
Can anyone confirm they can hear me?
Yes, we can hear you. Thank you.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, good afternoon,
I think
I
I
everybody.
can hear
can't
now.
seem to get a video.
Would everybody please turn their
Oh, sorry,
microphones to mute?
I tried everything, but
What happened?
Over there.
can anyone see me?
Yes.
If everybody's turned to mute, I'll now open the meeting.
Okay. Hang on, I'll turn my speaker off.
I've muted them, Chair.
Thank you. Good afternoon and welcome to this meeting of the Central Coast Local Planning Panel. We acknowledge the traditional custodians of the land on which we live, work and play. We pay our respects to the Darkinjung country and its elders past and present. We recognise the continued connection to these lands and waterways. We extend this acknowledgement to the homelands and stories of those who also call this place home. We recognise our future leaders and the shared responsibility to care for and protect our place and our people. I remind you that this meeting is being recorded and webcast as is required by the operational procedures of the panels, and there's to be no other recording or filming of the meeting. Following the meeting, this panel will meet separately to confer and discuss each of the items on the agenda and formulate decisions. The panel's decisions from the meeting and the audio recording should be available on the website of the Council ordinarily within 7 days. I wish again ask you to keep your electronic devices on silent until it's your time to speak. After you've spoken, also remember, please, to put your microphone back on mute. A reminder to panel members that you're required to have your camera on for the duration of the meeting. For all other attendees, we do not need to have your camera on, but when you come to speak, please turn the camera on and ensure that you introduce yourself so the panel's aware of who's speaking at any given time. We also ask if you could refrain from entering comments in the chat box in relation to matters before the panel. The chat box may be used to advise the Secretariat of any technical issues or other minor matters. Any comments made in the chat box in relation to the applications will be deleted and not considered. I'm the nominated chair for this meeting. My name is Terry Sheehan. I'm accompanied by two expert professional panel members, Louise Menday and Michael File, and the nominated community panel member, Robert Carter. There was one item called 3.1 which has been withdrawn. So our first item of business this afternoon will be item 3.2. The panel's been provided with assessment reports prepared by the council staff and a site orientation has been undertaken. The council also briefed the panel on the key issues that the applications raise. I remind you that the panel has been furnished with all the documentation provided by the applicant, as well as all public submissions received in relation to them. We have a number of people registered to speak, and I'll take each item as I come. Item 3.2 is the DA 576 6025 233A Del Monte Place, Copacabana. Registered to speak, I have the applicant's representative, Bernadine Mitchell, and requesting to speak in favour of the recommendation are 5 people: Michael Tabone, Robert Morgan, Peter Grotham, Greg Maud and Susan Steedman. Although the deadline passed yesterday at noon, somebody has asked, first name Charles, I gather, Charles Hamali, has asked to speak in opposition to the recommendation. I welcome you all. There's an opportunity to hear from the members of the community and the applicants, and for the panel to ask questions if any are needed. It's not a forum for debate, but rather to ensure the panel's in receipt of the various views and information in order to make an informed decision. So I'm going to ask the speaker, the late entry speaker, Charles, to speak first. And then if there's anything to reply to, we can have the benefit of the speaker's full. Are you on, Charles? If so, please unmute and make your contribution. You have a 3-minute time limit. Do we have Charles?
Charles, you will need to unmute yourself by clicking on the microphone so that it's not crossed out anymore.
Are you there, Charles?
Mr. Hamill, if you can see the screen, you need to unmute yourself in this area here by clicking on the microphone in this area here. Once it is no longer clicked with a strike through it, we'll be able to hear you.
Did you want to unmute him from the main? Unmute everyone. That means he should be able to be speaking from then.
I don't have the unmute everybody option, only to mute all, unfortunately.
Okay.
All the pictures that I have on my screen are all muted. So I'm not sure who's supposed to be speaking.
Mr. Hamill,
Can anyone hear me?
Yes, now we can. Thank you very much.
Okay.
Hello?
Yes, please speak up, Mr. Hamill.
Hello?
Hello. Speak up.
Can anyone hear me?
We can. Please speak now. 3 minutes.
I can't hear anybody.
Have you got your speaker switched on?
Hello? Can anyone hear me?
We can all hear you.
Kylie, would you please call Mr. Hamill on
Can
his
anyone
mobile?
hear me? According to my microphone, there is a level that you guys can hear me, but I can't hear anybody.
Well, I'm the chairman and I'm...
Hello, can I help you?
Hello, it's Carly from Central Coast Council.
Yeah.
We can hear you. Can you hear?
I can't hear anybody. They all seem to have a cross against their microphone.
That's correct. Can you hear me now?
I can hear you. Only on my mobile phone.
Bryony is unmuted. Can you hear her? Bryony, can you speak?
I can hear you coming through the phone.
I can't hear anybody.
Can I suggest you rejoin the call, Mr. Howell?
All right, I'll do that.
Thank you.
We'll just have Mr. Hamill rejoin the meeting, and should that not work for him, we'll let him know that, we can hear him speak. So though he can't hear us, we'll be able to hear him.
Yeah, okay.
I have admitted Mr. Howell to the call.
Can you all hear me now?
Yes, we can. Can you hear us?
Okay.
Can you hear us?
No one speak yet.
We're waiting to speak, listen to you.
Oh, yeah,
Mr.
there's a
Hummel.
gentleman just speaking now.
That's me. I'm the chairman and I'm asking you to
Yeah.
speak now. You've got
Okay,
3 minutes.
thank you. All right. It was supposed to be a recommendation for the planning department that we contact Copacabana Community Association to have a joint venture in this. So I wrote to Copacabana Community Association to discuss for a meeting of this joint venture, but they haven't responded. They say they were too busy to respond to me. So we waited. And also in the past, we had an application still standing, which is recommended by council that we do not require a DA application for our war memorial. So the legal department of council wrote to me asking me to suggest to update their rules and regulation on that submission. They wrote back to me, they have adopted my interpretation of that internal act, and they said they will have a meeting by council straight after the election of the mayor and the councillor. We have not, the association, been advised of the outcome of the meeting. So we believe that that application is still in force and standing until such application is made, decision is made. We like to see a permanent war memorial at the council at Copacabana, but it is this appointed they disregard the respect of the approved 2018 war memorial by the council. At that stage, it was an Aboriginal site, they believe, and now our association has confirmed with the council and also with Heritage, that site is no longer Aboriginal site. And the council advised me to put an application in and told me in writing, which your department also have a copy, that we did not need a DA for such application. So we followed the procedure, and that application is still outstanding because we have not heard what happened after the election meeting. So I just hope we can all work together and have the Navy one next to what they propose. For respect of Army, Navy, Air Force, and Merchant Navy that lost their life at the bottom of the ocean with no sea grave. That memorial is dedicated for. And also, it was CCA, Copacabana Community Association, recommended me to ask the Navy to build this war memorial. And we got the approval from the Navy, and then CCA pulled out. So we carry on because the Navy already provided the war memorial. It's a very emotional thing for me, but we believe the Navy should be recognized in Copacabana as well. That's all I have to say, really.
Thank you very much. Any questions for Charles from the panel?
None from me, thank you, Chair.
Thank you.
No, I'm good.
No, okay, thank you very much. Thank you, Charles, very much. The
It's Rocky Charles Hamill. Okay. Thank you.
The other people wishing to speak, we don't need 5 people saying the same thing. So is there a principal spokesperson? Is it in the order in which I've heard them? Bernadine, are you one? You're on mute, I think.
Okay. My name's Bernadine Mitchell, and I'm currently the president of the Copacabana Community Association. Our association is in partnership with the Davistown RSL sub-branch to achieve our goal of having a permanent war memorial for our community. It is important for our community to have a war memorial to honour all who have served our country. We especially want all the defence services represented in our memorial. We have taken the design style from the memorial at Avoca Beach. It represents simplicity and an organic style using stone and a metal plaque. Being placed in the village green area, we've designed the outer edges to run flush with the grass so there are no tripping points. This was a suggestion of the Copacabana Surf Club. The position of the memorial was decided by council representatives with input from the RSL, the Copacabana Surf Club, the Rural Fire Service and Copacabana Public School, as well as members of our community. We hope that our next Anzac Day, the hundreds of people who attend will have the new memorial in place to honour our servicemen and women.
Is that all you wish to say, Bernadine?
That's I don't really wish to answer any questions regarding meeting with Mr. Hamill, etc., because that was the Davistown RSL sub-branch. That's their brief. And we have today Peter Grothen from the Davistown RSL sub-branch who might like to speak.
Mentioned Sue as the president.
There's also, Sue Steedman, who is the previous president of the Copacabana Community Association, and she has a much longer understanding of the process because I've only been the president for about 2 years, and previously Sue attended all the meetings with council, etc. So perhaps Sue Steedman might like to speak next, if that's
That's okay with me. Is that okay with everybody else? If there's no objection, Susan Steedman, please.
Yes, that's fine.
Unmute, and you should mute again, Bernadine.
Yes, I've got my tech person here doing that.
No, this is
Good
Rob
on.
Morgan here, but I'm clicking the appropriate.
See there,
Oh, click it there, do
I
I?
assume. No,
I'm not sure how to mute.
down here.
We'll mute you.
Done. Susan Steedman speaking, please. If you're on mute, please unmute. Susan Steedman, you with us?
Susan's put into the chat that she cannot unmute. Susan, if you have a look on the screen at the moment, if you click on the mic button here where my cursor is, not working for you.
If I might, I was at the first meeting with Sue. If Sue's okay, we had a meeting down at the.
Could you identify
the Green.
yourself, please? Whoever's speaking.
Sorry, Rob
please.
Morgan. Yeah, Rob Morgan here again.
Yes, Mr. Morgan.
Oh, Rob Morgan here. I was at the initial meeting. Was on the 6th of February 2023. Was on the Green. We had all the representatives that Bernadine mentioned. Sue was there as representing the Community Association as the president at the time. It was Andrew Rowland, who was the council representative there. And he made it clear to us on that particular day that the area where memorials had been placed without council knowledge was one, prone to erosion, and two, was part of an Indigenous cultural heritage site. And we actually have here at the moment Greg Maud, who's representing the Indigenous people. At that particular day, we had John Oates, who was a senior leader in the Indigenous community. And it was decided on that day, and I will mention that Mr. Hamal was present at that meeting. So that was back in February 6, 2023. And it was pointed out to him why he couldn't have his memorials where he had located it, and that there's the place which we have now suggested the memorial will be placed, and the size of the memorial, e.g. like the Avoca Memorial. So that was at the original meeting, and everyone except for one person, we had the Surf Club reps, we had the RFS Fire Service reps, and a lot of the community reps, people representing a community organisation were there. And at the end of that meeting, we all walked away satisfied, except for one person, as I say, walked away satisfied that what we had suggested and council had suggested on that, sorry, what did I say his name was? Andrew Rowland, on that particular day. And that was where the DA application started back after that particular meeting. So I'll leave it at that, but if Sue has something to add, but it doesn't appear that she's...
We're able to get Sue on to. Susan Steedman, are you unmuted yet? Can you hear me? And we can't hear you.
It appears that she can hear us but cannot get the mute off to be able to speak to the panel.
Well, we better move on to the other speakers, I think. You mentioned Mr. Maud. Are you there, Greg Maud? Would you like to speak next?
Yeah. Hello, my name is Greg Maud. I'm representing the Indigenous community in Copacabana, Judy Barron, and I'm also speaking on behalf of the elders John Oates, Chris Coker and Scott Kenny, that we're completely in favour of this small war memorial, and the support of the whole community is behind it. And we'd also like it noted that it is still a registered Indigenous site that Mr. Hamill put his structure on, and we'd appreciate it if it was left alone. That's all I have to say today. Thank you.
Thank you very much. I've got also listed Michael Tabone. Is it Tabone? And yep. Peter Grothan. So either of you, would you like to say something?
Good afternoon. I'm Michael Tabone. I assume you can hear me.
I can. Thank you.
As you may be aware, the proposed memorial is a community-generated and it's supported by the RSL. It will provide the Copacabana community with a rallying place to commemorate and remember the contributions of veterans and others who sacrificed their future for our nation. The continuing growth of public support and attendance at commemorative services such as Anzac Day and Remembrance Day is reflected in the numbers who attend at Copacabana. As a veteran, as with other members of the veteran community, we are somewhat disappointed that council approval of this important development application for what is a simple design and construction has lingered for so long and had to be elevated to the LPP for approval. I thank you for the opportunity in anticipation for your approval. Thank you.
Thank you. Peter Grayson, are you there?
Yep, can you hear me?
Yes, we can. Please speak up.
Yeah, hi. Peter Growth, and I'm currently Secretary for the Davistown RSL sub-branch. I can only repeat basically what Michael Tabone has just said, but I would also go back to some issues with Mr. Hamill over the intervening several years that this has been going on for. There has been a few approaches to Mr. Hamill for input to the DA and our recommendations, or sorry, not ours, but we're supporting the Copacabana Community Association in their endeavours for this memorial, and we have reached out several times, and all we get back normally is abusive letters or communications or things saying that they're not in favour of anything that doesn't include the his war memorial that he designed and presented to himself. It's a very unsafe memorial, and it just wouldn't be appropriate in the area that the Copa community wishes to place the permanent memorial that they've put in an application for. That's about all I can say. Davistown RSL sub-branch is fully behind the Community Association in their endeavours for this, and we'll continue to endeavour. We'll continue that support.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Now, how's Mrs. Steedman going? Are we able to hear from her?
I've finally been able to unmute. Can you hear
Oh,
me?
welcome aboard. Welcome in.
Thank you.
Please proceed.
I think it's been mentioned, I'm past president of the Copacabana Community Association. I've been involved, or was involved, in the initial proposal to create a permanent memorial on the green at Copacabana. After the meeting that we had with council, which Rob discussed, so I won't go into, we had a first meeting of stakeholders in September 22. At the request of David Ferry, who was then the representative of the Central Coast District Council of RSL sub-branches. And attendees at that meeting included representatives from the Surf Club, the Rural Fire Service, Copa Public School, and along with a senior representative of the traditional custodians, John Oates, and a distinguished local veteran, Frank Del Bello, who has been a keynote speaker at recent Anzac Dawn services. We had a long meeting where all the options were canvassed and everyone was in agreement that a permanent memorial was desirable. That was the start of an extensive, cooperative and inclusive consultation process. It entailed many, many meetings and discussions. In fact, I have hundreds of emails on file about the process, and that has culminated in a sensitive design proposal which requires no excavation and respects the cultural significance of the land to our local Indigenous community. And the proposal has wide community approval and support. I frankly can't understand why anyone would object to a modest permanent memorial being erected. It is designed to commemorate all who served in all conflicts and will provide a wonderful focal point for Anzac Day services for years to come. And that's all I have to say. I just want to thank you for the opportunity to express my strongest support for this DA.
Thank you very much. Before you all leave, I neglected to make clear before we went to the items that panel members are required by the Code of Conduct to make deliberate declarations about any interests they may have in the proposals before the panel, and in this case everybody has signified no conflicts of interest, so that will be part of our minutes of the general meeting. But I thank you all for your attendance and your interest in item 3.2, and you're all now excused. We'll move on to item 4.1. We have registered to speak on behalf of the applicant, Anna Chubb. Are you with us, Anna?
Yes, I am. Yes.
Thank you. What would you like to say?
Thank you for your time. Do I have the opportunity to share a couple of slides to help with my presentation?
Yes.
No, I don't. Do I?
What have you got?
Is that possible, Bryony, for me to share some slides?
We're happy to see what you
yeah, we've made you a presenter, so you should be able to share.
Brilliant, thank you. Yeah. Good. Hopefully this is the one. Here we go. All right. I will be quick. You'll be pleased to know that I'm not going to take up the full 15 minutes. Thank you for the opportunity to...
You haven't got anybody to overturn so far.
I guess just a quick, obviously that's a picture of the subdivision. It's for 70 lots in Lisarow. We've been working fairly productively with the council team for the last 3-ish years, and we're very happy that it's actually come to this point in the process, which we've but I guess in terms of what I wanted to speak about was the recommendation in the council report that a number of issues be resolved prior to council referring the planning proposal to the Department of Planning for a gateway determination. And the focus of that is what I'm calling a bit of a catch-22, which is council has asked us to resolve a whole range of issues to do with ecology to their satisfaction prior to referring it to the Department of Planning. And we have said on a number of occasions that that's actually not possible because we have prepared a draft BCAR report that would actually be referred to the Department of DQ, the Department of Environment. They are responsible for reviewing, assessing and hopefully approving it. So council wants us to have a number of issues resolved right now, particularly in terms of ownership of and management of the C2 conservation land. We have said that's not possible at the moment because we want to have discussions with DQ about management and ownership options along with council at the appropriate time. So I guess the issue is council wants us to resolve these issues before sending it to the Department of Planning. The Department of Planning, the DQ guys have said we're not actually going to allow you to lodge your BCAR report with us until the Department of Planning has issued a gateway determination. Hence the catch-22. So basically, and so what we're asking is for you to consider and potentially advise council to say, please don't hold up the referral of, assuming council approves this on the 26th of May, please don't hold this up, please send it to the Department of Planning. And you can even say, make sure, please add these to your conditions of your gateway determination. In terms of the process, I want to draw panel's attention to the process map on the DQ's website. sorry if it's a bit blurry, but I've basically shown in the red box the fact that while you can do a lot of engagement with DQ and council before lodging the BCAR, which we absolutely have done and have done many multiple occasions, we can't actually submit our application until the gateway determination has been issued. So that's been clear advice from DQ, and now this is a flow chart that has helped clarify the process. So just back to this in terms of, for an example of the ownership, the preliminary advice from the DQ team has been for this land to the north, which is quite important for conservation. They've suggested that the best option for land ownership is actually to dedicate it to council to be part of their coastal open space program. But council have said that they don't want to take on this land. So that's what I mean in terms of not being able to resolve the issues. We're happy to be involved in these discussions, but they really can't take place in earnest until the gateway determination has been issued and it's been assessed by DQ. And DQ will engage with council as they already have been doing. So I hope that's clear. I'll just and also the other issues raised in their report in terms of resolving the issues, they can all be easily resolved. Again, post they can be part of gateway conditions, but they don't need to be held up and and resolved prior to council sending it off to the department to issue a gateway. So I guess what we're asking is, it's good that council has recognised this site has both strategic and site-specific merit in terms of delivering 70 new homes, but we would like you to advise them that the issues raised should not hold up the referral to the Department of Planning to request a gateway. They can all be resolved quite easily post gateway determination, and particularly in terms of the BCAR. So that's my presentation. Yes, do you have any questions for me?
Well, thank you, Anna. Over to panel members. Any questions for Anna?
No.
I'll ask a question. G'day, Anna. The land ownership issue, are you saying that you can't resolve it now because you want council to take it and they don't want to take it? But can't you just, failing that, it seems like your layout allows for it to be, just have one house and it to remain in private ownership. Like, isn't that the resolution of the ownership issue? Like, you can just put a house on the front and then that's the management regime, isn't it?
That's right. So it's not that there's going to be a problem in resolving the ownership and management. The issue is that, I mean, we've had engagement with the DQ team, but they said, they can't really get into the nitty-gritty of the application and have these detailed discussions until they see a gateway determination saying that there's strategic merit, and so it will proceed. So that's what I'm saying. The issues are resolvable very easily, but what we don't want to do is agree with council in now, which could preempt the discussions with DQ. So it's just basically having the opportunity of engaging with DQ and council and all of the landowners at the same time, have the discussion once rather than kind of go down one path and potentially go down another path. You
don't want to close off the option of it being in public ownership.
Well, potentially, yeah, that's right. So, if council should consider it being part of the coastal open space program, then that's probably more of a discussion between them and DQ rather than us. So, so that's the type of dilemma that we're in at the moment.
Yeah. Okay. Thanks.
Thanks.
Thank you both. Any other questions?
None for me, thank you, Chair.
Thank you. Robert there?
Yeah, no, I'm all fine. Thank you, Chair.
Okay. Well, thank you, Anna, very much.
Thank you very much.
Excused. You're excused. Thank you. What will happen now is I'll close the public component of the meeting and the panel will adjourn to confer in private. At the conclusion of that, we'll make a decision on all of these matters, and as I said, the minutes will be published. So thank you. I declare the meeting closed, the public meeting closed.